Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menasce. On today's show, we're talking about businesses with no exit plan. I'm not talking about weak businesses. I'm talking about businesses that are vibrant, thriving businesses, but they're closing. No, it wasn't because of the pandemic. It wasn't because the business was going bankrupt. It's because the owner wants to retire and they had no succession plan. On today's show, we're going to take a look at two of these businesses. Both are healthy, but they don't know how to exit. In the end, they'll probably just quietly close their doors, liquidate their inventory if they can't find a buyer. The first business is a party rental business. In normal years, this business has a staff of up to 13 people. They have 8 large party tents, about 2,000 chairs, hundreds of tables, dishes, napkins, wine glasses, party decorations. You get the idea. It's a well-run operation that has averaged about 8 events per week for the last 10 years, and they brought in about $150,000 a year in net income and profit at the end of each year after all expenses. They own their own building with a combination of display area and warehouse space. The owner wanted to move back home to be closer to where she grew up. Nothing wrong with this business. It's a business that requires a tremendous amount of attention to detail. You have to make sure that the right amount of napkins get sent out with each order. They have to be the right color and they can't have any stains on them. If the client is hosting a wedding, everything needs to be perfect. The largest management function is actually quoting each order and ensuring the staff and the inventory are available to fulfill the order. That includes filling the order, delivery, setup, retrieval, inspection, cleaning, and returning the product to inventory. It's not a difficult business to run. It requires attention to detail, but you could argue that almost any successful business is going to need attention to detail. During the pandemic, business slowed down considerably as weddings and public gatherings were canceled. This business was replaced by restaurants requiring open-air dining. Revenue was down, but the business carried itself. Well, this business has been for sale for more than 6 months, and I don't think it's going to sell. I just don't. The second business is a cooking store. This retail business has been operating for 25 years. It's been successful since inception. This store has been a staple in the downtown core for as long as I can remember. It's one of those stores that's just a pleasure to browse through the aisles. Every tool, every pot, every bowl, every serving dish is a celebration of the art of cooking. The owners publicly announced that they're closing down in 6 months. They're hoping to sell the business and keep it alive after their exit. But the problem with announcing the closure is that they literally torpedoed any chance they had of extracting value from the sale of the business. In fact, if they do manage to find a buyer, it's likely they're going to get less than book value for the inventory. By announcing the closure, which made local news, the seller destroyed any possibility of getting the value of the business as a going concern. Sadly, both these businesses are examples of the millions of successful small businesses that will close because they had no exit strategy, no succession plan. And once those businesses are gone, they're gone. Nobody I know would take the financial risk of opening a brand new retail business for specialty products like kitchenware. In the world of comparison shopping, customers will look at the gleaming Italian-made stock pot. As they walk through the next aisle, they're going to check the price online. They'll circle back to the pot, they'll pick it up, they'll feel the weight, examine how the handle is welded to the pot and the fit of the lid. And then they'll check how quickly it can be delivered to their door with free shipping. And unless they need the pot tonight, the order will be placed online, that is, if it's a better price. Now, that doesn't mean that the retail business is dead. It just means that the high-priced items will be comparison shopped. You're not going to order a small kitchen gadget like an egg white separator online. That doesn't make any sense. But retail stores will still get foot traffic, especially in high foot traffic tourist zones. So if you're looking to get into business, or perhaps expand your business, there's literally millions of businesses that will eventually close, successful businesses. A recent study by Harvard University suggests that 75% of these businesses have no succession plan and that actually 1 in 13 will finally sell. All the rest are going to close down. The pandemic has merely accelerated that trend. Now, these two businesses are still perfectly viable, and they have not been forced to close. They're choosing to close because the owners are tired. We see real estate selling on the open market with multiple offers over asking price. But these income properties are active businesses too. They require staff and management and attention to detail just like any other business. Would you rather buy in a market where there's 13 sellers for every one buyer? Do you think you could get a better deal where the seller carries the majority of the risk? As you think about that, pay close attention to healthy businesses that might be closing down. Have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.